As I start on my videos, I'm gonna consent on my light, on my image to be used against my well-being, and anybody that decides to go against that will be dealt with by my protection team. Independent of what I think is my mission on Earth and my placement in that mission, it is on its core, at its core, the same mission of all humans. All humans are light beings, and they're here to hold the line. That is your mission. You're warriors sent to put down the reptilian revolution, which is simply the holding base of the lower vibrations that God decided to explore. And as light beings, you are doing a good job. Except you were not meant to do the things you're doing. So the good job is because you are holding the line for the light. The bad job is because you're kneeling and being used as batteries. They tell you everything, so everybody hates Hollywood, but in Hollywood, they have the ability to reach to a lot of people, and they tell you. The people that eventually find out what is happening, they tell you. Artistically, but they tell you. Metaphorically, but they tell you. We are in a matrix. What is a matrix? What do I mean by the matrix? Hypnosis. Held by a tube that is in our brains, because light beings as powerful as we are can only be subdued in power and will by inner possession, by inner filtration. The pandemic was a terrible event, but it was an amazing event because it woke up people to the parasite problem. So you can have beings against you, generally, in life, whether they are the hidden reptilians or they're just people around you. But it is never these people that affect you or that attack you that matters. It's what they're doing that matters. How they're doing it that matters. Because you can have the desire to do whatever you want, but if you don't have the ability, then it doesn't matter. The who doesn't matter. It is the how. They keep us in hypnosis, which is really what we mean by the matrix, by using the parasites. And everything else is a complement to that. Because without the how, they cannot accomplish. See, these reptilians have the power of hypnosis, but they're not very powerful. Yes, Paul Wallace, they're not powerful at all. Because they need little creatures inside of us to complete the mission. Most people think that they're not enslaved. Okay. Most of humanity are religious. They believe in a creator. They believe that the creator created this earth. But they pay for the land. And everybody does. How many times have you seen 100% of the people agree on something? Will you question something that is being agreed upon by every single human? How many humans have you heard say to you, besides myself, it's an abomination to pay for land? Yet it is an abomination to be for land, especially and using the very important good fact that most of the world is religious. And I don't mean religions in terms of religion, I mean believing there's a God. That's what I mean by that. I don't care about religion, I care about the Creator and the high vibrational side of it. I don't have any caring for the low vibrational side of it. Most of humanity believes themselves, especially here in the United States, the land of the free, believe themselves to be sovereign. Yet they ask for permission to travel, and they all agree on it. Now, we have some dissent, obviously, increasing, but the majority agrees on it. Oh, because there are benefits. There are benefits? I don't care about benefits. Before you even start thinking about benefits, why are you asking somebody to let you travel? To give you permission? Most of humanity are meat eaters. They call the elites, especially with all so much awareness on child trafficking, and what was her name? But we've had enough reports of the elites feasting on children. And there's been a lot of reports on the fact that these are reptilians. In fact, you know, for those that are into calling other people conspiracy theorists, and they do it from a somewhat reliable or trusting way, it is actually, and the most incredible fact is that there is the majority of humans, or that there is enough humans that believe that we have existed on this earth for thousands of years, and that we wouldn't have visitors and they wouldn't be here. Now, it is important because we as humans were sent to put down the reptilian revolution that they do hide. That's why we don't see them. And so most of them, or an increasing number of them, believe that there are reptilians on this earth. And that these are precisely the cabal, the satanic, the people making the financial system. The satanic, they're hiding. They have their cult. Because they feast on the children, they do believe that there are benefits for this. Energetically, physically. Adrenochrome? Isn't it like an amazing drug? And not only for that, because supposedly it's believed to be for beauty, but they're evil and satanic. Yet these possessed by parasites human, which are the majority of them, and we all have them, but you know, the majority of them don't even realize that they're being possessed. The they, them. The people who are calling themselves they, them, those are the saints. The people who are ravishing on animals more than everybody else, those are the saints. Because these people have agreed to absorb the majority of the negativity that the majority of humans are doing, so that the rest of them can still finish the mission. The problem is not the human creating atrocious acts, because those have agreed to absorb the majority of the negativity, so the rest of us can do what we need to do. They recall these humans terrible things and don't realize that the problem are the enslavers. But the enslavers have zero power if we remove the parasites. And most importantly, if we realize that we cannot call them satanic. We cannot. Because what are they doing? Reptilians, a different species, feeding on us, humans? If they will openly come out, and they will be simply part of an ecosystem, as they are, considering everything that we're surrounded by as of now, independent of the fact that we're here to put them down, then how is it wrong for them to feed on us? To feast on us? Now there's the raping situation going on. That's just the insanity that comes along with so much low frequency. But how is it wrong for them to feast on us? If we feast on, we feed on innocent. Most of the animals that humans eat are just innocent beings. They're all innocent, but they're very humble. They're very non-aggressive. So they're satanic because they're feeding on us, but we are not satanic because we're feeding on these so-called lower sentients, which of course is an abomination because our ignorance of their language and world becomes their demise. We are here as humans to put down the routine evolution. We have the responsibility to wake up and complete the mission. And we must assert our sovereignty, stop paying for land, realize the how, which is the parasites, remove that. But in the meantime, come together to complete the mission as an army. You see? Stop calling the elites who feed on the children satanic unless you're ready to look in the mirror and seeing what you, even though you're possessed, because you're under possession, it's not really you, it's the possessed you, are doing to these other species. So in an ecosystem where these elites exist and the reptilians, they will be just as justified to feed on us as we think ourselves through the power of the parasites, because light beings wouldn't think that, with the right to feast on the animal kingdom. Complete the mission. Wake up. And stop the incongruencies. They're not satanic, not as long as we don't call ourselves as satanic. They're low frequency. That's what it is. And low frequency will drive you insane. That's why you see insanity. Of reproduction, of feeding, which happens through sex. Therefore, raping. Okay? Wake the fuck up.